Hello, thank you for coming to this video, and this will be the first video of this series that I call Dumbass Sketching. It is about how I learned sketching and how everything started. So first of all, before jumping into the exercises, I will talk about few important points that is really necessary. So my first point is a lot of you consider sketching as something sent by the god, like people have it when ever since they are kid, and you cannot do that. It's completely lie, because sketching in the end is a language. It is a visual language, just like Hindi and English are oral or textual language. Sketching is a visual language that we use to show art or design or any kind of thing. And learning any language is not a talent, it is a skill. And as long as it is a skill, you can learn it. So what does it say is, you do not have to be a born artist to be able to draw good. Okay, most of them just copy things without any brain. So yeah, you need to be able to maintain kind of a tough mental in order to learn sketching. It is not completely easy either. So if you have patience and if you have curiosity, you can learn to draw. It's not that difficult. And then let's move to the second slide. Okay, so starting with the mindset, first of all, we see this is a small planet and it is called Earth. How do I cannot draw. I can draw. Yeah, it is called Earth. And a lot of humans live here on this Earth. I live here. Okay? And this Earth is made up of a lot of 3D things and also 2D things. Here. Okay? So the 3D things are known as forms and 2D things are known as shapes. Like, for example, and these 3D things, for example, look at this lock. It is made up of these simple forms. Look at this bottle. It is made up of this simple form first. So, and look at this, even this organic element, a camel. It is also made up of this simple forms. So any 3D thing is made up of simple form, and any 2D thing is made up of simple shapes. So in order to get good at the visual language that is called sketching, you have to get good at what I call simple forms, or in other words, it's called primitives. Now, primitive is the most basic unit, basically. That's what it is. Okay, so for 2D, this is for 2D. Any 2D thing, literally any 2D thing can be made using these three simple shapes. And any 3D thing can be made using these 5 simple forms. Okay? So in order to draw good, you have to first learn how to draw these forms. You have to learn how to draw these forms, okay? Which is really, really important. And in order to draw these forms, you need to learn how to make these shapes. And in order to make these shapes, you have to get good at making lines and ellipses, or maybe sphere, whatever it is. My drawing is not so great or on digital and all. So let's proceed with that. Now we see this thing that is called Drawbox and dynamic sketching. These are the two courses probably like taken by most of the people or watched by most of the people to get this skill. Okay, so if you want, you can either prefer the exercises from this or this, but if you want, you can follow the way I practice, which is highly influenced by these. So yeah, you can choose anything. The only aim should be um, to be able to improve at drawing lines and ellipses and shapes and forms from any angle possible. Okay, so let's move to the exercises that I did. So first exercise was this one. This was my first exercise. It was called overlapping lines. So what I used to draw, so okay, focus. First of all, you can see there is a small line, medium line, and then large lines. And how I used to draw is I used to use a ruler first of all. Okay, all of you may have this thing, like it will be something like this, and there will be like little markings, and it will be something like this. Okay, there will be some little marking. It is called a ruler. So people use ruler, and I use ruler in a way to improve my muscle memory for straight lines. What I did, first of all, like simply draw us like a vertical line. Let's say I draw it with blue. Okay, so I draw a vertical line first on the really left side of the paper, and then I draw blue small line, blue medium line, and then blue large, not this much, blue large line. Okay, and now if I have to draw the first line. Remember, ruler will be used for the first line. Draw the first line with ruler, and then you have to draw 8 lines overlapping this one. You have to draw 8 lines overlapping these lines. So if the lines are already straight and you are overlapping over it again and again and again and again and again, then you will build a muscle memory which will automatically draw straight lines. Okay, so this was the first exercise that I did. Now the second one was joining 2 points. For example, 1 point is there, 1 point is there. Now you have to join 2 points like this. Okay, it's simple. Why it is important? It will be important for your perspective. When you draw perspective, you have to draw like vanishing points. Okay, one vanishing point to another vanishing point, you have to meet them. So this builds a muscle memory for that. The joining points during perspective drawing will become easy for you. And this one is important for, I think, 2 things from my side. Like what I learned, it's shapes, and then depth and midpoints. Midpoints is an extra, but most of the time it is depth. You will learn how everything rotates, how like you can always try to have like a contrast. Draw small shapes, draw big shapes. Okay, any kind of shape that is possible in this, you can literally draw and work on it. And now the straight things are finished. Now you have to focus on these. You have to draw circles, and you have to draw ellipses. Now focus on one thing. Don't draw, like, let's say this is a line. Don't draw ellipse like this. Okay, don't draw in one go. Don't draw. You have to keep repeating, build over it. Okay, let me show you like this. Like, you have to keep repeating. If you will not repeat, see this, like, keep repeating. See, boom boom. If you will keep repeating, it will build a muscle memory. It will make your hand go free. So you have to practice. Like I used to practice, I think 2 pages, 1 page for circles and 1 page for ellipses. And yeah, big ellipses, small ellipses, medium ellipses, anything. Just practice. And after all this practice, what I used to do is you have to learn to apply them. If you do not apply them, then you will not learn. So if you want to learn to apply, I used to follow this thing. It's called It's basically based on the margin of error. It shows the difficulty of things. Now when you draw a mountain, if you even if you draw the mountain very weirdly, let's say if I draw the something a mountain like this, even if you draw very weirdly, nobody is able to notice that much of a gap. Even if you draw these beetles, nobody is able to differentiate that it was a mama beetle or it was a papa beetle. Okay, even if you draw these skulls or even if you draw these tree roots, so you have to apply all these lines and the exercises that you did. You have to be careful about each and every line you draw. First think about the line, then you have to draw. If you're not thinking about the line, then you cannot draw. So yeah, that is why I first said it is more of a mind game. It is more of a mental toughness game, being good at art than being talented. Okay, so you have to be mentally tough. So you can follow this. I will share this in description. You can follow this chart of tough things, so you can even collect references related to it. Let's say tree roots, skulls, and insects, and uh, like trains and whatever, rooms, houses. And then the most difficult comes is the faces. Even anyone can identify a bad face. If the face is made really badly, anyone can see and tell that it's not him or it's not her or whatever it is. Okay, so get good at some easy stuff first and then jump onto tough stuff, because drawing faces and drawing like spatial cars requires really high accuracy. So yeah, and what I used to do is I used to draw them like 10 per day, 10 objects per day. I used to collect references and draw them. Okay, so now focus on this homework kind of thing. If you guys want to practice, you have to focus on this. So yeah, the overlapping lines, I said you have to draw them like 2 pages per day. It is written. And then the pointy lines, I said you have to draw 1 page per day. 2 points, and then you have to meet them, something like that. And then the shapes, that these ones like this, and then you have to draw it like 1 page per day, and then 1 page for ellipses, 1 page for circles. And remember, 10 objects per day. Okay, I think that is enough for you to practice. It may sound really less, but it will drain you if you do it daily. So remember one thing, along with practice, like let's say if you are getting good at art, let me change the color of this pen. Along with practice, you need to recover. If you do not recover, it's going to affect your hand and even your brain, and you will not be able to improve at drawing. Okay, and also don't use only your what's called, our hands have a turn, they call it elbow or something. I don't know. A shoulder and an elbow, use those things. Don't use wrist. If you use wrist, that's bad. It's going to hurt like hell in future. So recovery is very important. So what do you have to do is use, like, you draw from Monday to Saturday, it's for drawing, and then Sunday it's for rest. Okay, Sunday is not drawing, Sunday is chilling. Watch your favorite movie, look at your favorite artist, or do whatever you want. And yeah, one more productive thing that you can do during Sundays is you can use Sunday to collect references. For example, you have to draw 10 objects per day. So drawing that for 6 days, this will be like 60 references. So you can use Sunday to collect 60 references and then practice these 60 references. You can practice next week. Okay. So Sunday can be used to collect references. Sunday can be used as a rest, anything except drawing and chilling, like probably give mock test or something, whatever you want. Just be free. And yeah, one of the really most important thing is use only pen. If you use anything other than pen, then then that's a bad thing. It's as simple as that. Don't overthink it. Just use pen. Okay, pens are cheaper. First of all, you can get a pen for like 3 rupees or let's say 5 rupees, and then you can get buy like a bundle of A4 paper, A4 bundle. Getting a A4 bundle will be cheaper than getting some kind of weird ugly notebook, and get like a 3-5 rupee pen, blue, black, green, whatever you want. Be as fancy as you can. If something doesn't work, just change the pen, try new pen, and yeah, just spend some money and be good at art. That's all. So I and let me know if you have any doubts. If you are like have actually watched this video till here, if you had that patience, so let me know in the comments. If uh, I will try to solve the doubts probably in the comments. I don't know. If I ignore you, just understand, that I had to ignore you because the question was probably very dumb. And if you have any extra doubt, you want urgent response, or you want like crazy response, you can probably Discord me on this ID. I have the ID on Discord named Virak, and I also have this weird app. It's called Instagram. I have this thing as I am Virat. So these are the two places where you can message me personally if you don't want to post your comment publicly on YouTube. So yeah, I hope you guys have a really awesome day and great day. And this is a week 1 video. I will try to upload more videos as the day pass on, and have this, what is it called? Have the self-critic brain. If your line becomes bad, then it is bad, okay? It's not good. Understand that none of the empathy or self motivation can make it good. You just have to practice. If your line is worse than this, then you are bad. Simple as that. Just keep that in your brain. If your pointy lines is worse than this, then it is bad. As simple as that. If it is worse than this, then yeah, simple. Simple. You can see, okay? If you cannot see, then you cannot draw. Maybe. I mean, you can just use AI art if anything goes wrong. So yeah, bye bye.